Welcome to History Revealed, the history podcast where we travel back in time to explore. My name is Taylor Fisher, and I will be your host. Join me today while we travel back in time to explore The Views of Venice by Jacopo de Barbari. Barbari lived between 1460 or 70 and 1511. He was a lesser-known artist who is thought to be Venetian due to his artistic style and attention to detail. But Venetian by birth or adoption is unknown. Barbari is credited with creating The Views of Venice and with creating one of the first still life paintings. In 1500, Barbari was working in Nuremberg as a painter to the emperor. Barbari subsequently worked at other German courts and ultimately in the Netherlands at the service of Mary of Austria. The Views of Venice is a woodcutting that was printed onto 6 separate sheets of paper. These sheets of paper were the largest produced in Europe at the time. The Views of Venice was meant for international audiences. But of the dozen surviving prints, 5 are still in Venice. I think this shows that the map was not just used to push the Views of Venice being strong internationally, but it was also something that was treasured for its extreme detail. It cost 3 ducats at the time, which also made this a luxury item. With the main audience being international, it's not surprising that Barbari chose to portray the city as strong. Within the map, there are a handful of really detailed symbols, as we see here. The first symbol is the blowing head. This blowing head shows the directions of the wind, and they go around the perimeter of the map. Venice is an island, so it gets wind from all sides. Typically, this could be seen as a disadvantage because of the open coastlines for invasion, but Barbari chose this to use as a sign that I believe gives more of an idea that Venice is open. It's open for business with all of these wind heads pointing towards the ports, but also with the other symbolism that is to come. Neptune and Mercury are Roman gods, and they are shown towards the center of the map. Neptune is the god of the water, and he is seen guarding the water at the entrance to the larger canal that goes through Venice, along with also being in front of the city square, Piazza San Marco. Mercury, the god of commerce, is above the city in a cloud watching over. Both gods are depicted as muscular men that are strong and standing guard. And they are both located directly above and below Piazza San Marco, as we can see towards the center. Piazza San Marco is actually not in the center of this map or in the center of Venice, but Barbari used a trick of the eye by skewing the map to the left to make it appear so. Barbari used another trick of the eye when it came to the arsenal. Barbari draws our eye to this area by showing it on a large scale, but also with such beautiful and graphic detail. It's also labeled, which I think really lends itself to just how important it was that people understood what this section of the map was, and that they did not confuse it with a port or a shipyard. The arsenal was very important to Venice because they produced a lot of warships at this time, and they also produced a lot of ships that were used for trade. This was a strategic location to have warships and trade ships being built due to their location within the Adriatic. All of Barbari's embedded symbolism is strategic in portraying Venice as a strong city, a city that will remain powerful in trading and economics and remain the hub of those things within Europe. Barbari may have been, quote unquote, lesser known artist, but he has masterfully crafted this view of Venice that has survived over 500 years. I think that due to the detail of this map and just how important it is for us to understand what Venice looked like 500 years ago from a bird's eye view and what it meant to the people at the time, that Barbari should be a more well known cartographer at least, but an artist also for his time. He really showed innovation with two types of art, both the bird's eye view map being the first of Venice that we are aware of, and also his still life being the oldest and first still life that we are aware of. Barbari was obviously an extremely talented artist, and for that, I would like to thank him for such a beautiful map.